What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. As you guys saw from the previous episode, I got all the turbos mounted in place. Now it's finally time to start doing the little task. Alright, so finally got around to going to the junkyard and buying all these little random lines. These already bought before. I don't think I'm going to use those, but I did already buy them as well. Now I did buy a bubble flaring tool. I'll put a link in the description. And I'm also renting out one from AutoZone. This is going to be for the double flare. Alright, so a little background information. The Audi uses what's called the bubble flare, which is great. But this thing right here is actually a double flare. So, which is why I ended up buying a bubble flare and getting a double flare. Getting a double flare as a rental. So let's talk diagram. Here's what I'm thinking. You get the master right there. You get two lines, right? The front and the front, I'm gonna go split to a splitter, just like that. That's your driver's side front, passenger side front. Now for the rear, we are gonna go into a proportioning valve, which is going to go to a splitter, rear passenger, rear driver. Now a couple things to note. If you actually look at this one right here on the master cylinder, right? This is to your pedal. This one is actually a bigger fitting compared to this one. There's a few things that you're going to need. One, you don't need a fitting like that. So I'm going to go ahead and use that as an example. So the rest of the fitting is going to be using this smaller one. The bigger fitting is actually the one on the front. If you're looking at the master cylinder, this one right here. That's because it uses a bigger line. Now I can't reuse that line. So what you have to do is go into the junkyard and find one that's basically a bigger size, which is a size 12 mm. That uses the same lines as this one. And this one is 11 mm. As you can see, same size lines, just different fitting. Now where that fitting is actually going to be is right here. Okay, so this is going to be your bigger fitting. These are small. And then everything else is going to be small size. Now I don't recall what kind of car specifically it was. It was one of those, I believe it was a Volkswagen that I got this from. Not really sure. I literally just went around the junkyard and picked out like a bunch of this different fittings or different brake lines, just because I wasn't sure what would work and what won't. And they charge you like $7. The guy only charged me for $2, so that's great. Alright, so back to the drawing board. What I'm kind of thinking is going out this way and kind of doing like a loop to have some flexibility of where I want to go. I'm going to connect it to the proportioning valve right there. Oh, wrong one. I'm going to go out here and do the loop. Then do the proportioning valve. Alright, so I'm going to change my mind on how I'm going to set this up. I'm going to put the front one for the rear and then the back one for the front. Main reasoning being is if I do that, I can just directly link this to the front. And then this one is the only one that I have to work on. Now everything you see is temporary anyways. It's going to get tucked later on, but I want to see if I can get the brakes and the clutch functioning at a later time. Now with this line, it does have like the Teflon coating, so I got to strip that off. Alright, so did the second part right here. This one's a little bit harder than the first one. So now, excuse me, let's put it all together. Alright guys, so that is it. That is the ABS Elite. If you haven't seen the first video where I removed the whole ABS unit, I'll put a link in the bottom. So let me show you guys what's going on. Just from the front goes to a prop that goes into right here, and that splits into the rear brakes. Now the back one I'm using for the front, and that goes in here, and that goes right there to the splitter. Now it is pretty messy as it is right now. Now please keep in mind that this is temporary because I want to be able to get my clutch in, get all the brakes in, and at least have it, you know, somewhat connected. Now where the proportioning valve actually ends up in, I'm not entirely sure yet. I'm thinking it's going to be in this general area, but the main difference between now and where I want it to go is all the lines will actually go straight down there, so you won't have this thing kind of in the way. It's just all going to be under the panel. I will do that though when the engine is out, because I don't want to have to go through and drill and try to route it with all this stuff going on. Alright, so if you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't, and thank you for watching.